Well, hello. We are back again, and we are going to talk about burnout now. And burnout, contrary to what most people believe, it's not a diagnosable thing. It's not a medical condition, so it's not really diagnosed. Um, and I would like to explain to you what burnout is, how I can explain it to you, that it's quite something that we need to look out for. And I'm also going to talk about how it's not just for a working mom, not just for a working woman. Okay, so for us to start, we need to understand that burnout can lead to very nasty things. It can lead to chronic stress. It leads to things like PTSD, depression, anxiety. It has got, it can lead to something very bad. Okay, so it's really important that we actually start knowing that burnout is something that it's almost like a warning sign. Like when you drive your vehicle, you've got a warning sign that pops up on the dash. And then you know, oh, I need to either slow down, I need to pull off, or I need to contact somebody. It's like there's an action that needs to be done when the warning sign pops up. So burnout is like that. Okay. How do we get to burnout? Well, we go through life sort of chasing the next feeling. That is what our bodies sort of crave to do each day. And it might not make a lot of sense, but if you just take a moment for some other time during the day, try and look at what you feel at certain instances. Try and look at what you feel when you've got a phone call. Try and look at what you feel when you see your children when you go pick them up from school. Try and look and feel what you are feeling when you see your husband tonight coming home from work, or when you get home, that feeling of I'm home. I can just take my shoes off, I can have a nice cup of tea or coffee, and I can just sit just for a second and just relax. That feeling, our body literally almost sort of pushes us to have the next feeling. Now, what happens with work? And I'm going to use it in the work aspect because a lot of people understand burnout and work is usually for the workforce, but it's not quite just for workforce people. Okay, so the easiest way for me to sort of explain it is, I think a lot of you might have once in your life seen this, where you would have water in the dish and you would be wanting wash basin ready for washing dishes. And then sometimes you get sidetracked, and when you look again, you might have left the water overnight. So tomorrow morning when you get there and you actually want to pull out the plug, the water is all gluggy and all sticky, and it's this gooey mess. And it even doesn't smell nice. That is almost how your body and your life becomes when your day is from waking up, going to work, getting home, rinse and repeat. So there's no stimuli, there's no feelings involved in it much. A lot of your day is automated. Now, our automated state, and it's believed that we are in our automated state between 70 to 80% most of the time. And that is a scary thought, because, and you might have experienced this, you might have taken your kids to school, if you might have drove to work, and you would get there and you're like, how did I actually get here? You literally cannot recall that you were actually actively in an awake present state driving to where you're wanting to get. And it's a scary thought, because it's like, what happened? Like, did I not do anything that was wrong? So our automated state, that is how strong our minds is. We can do crazy things with our mind. And I love reading and learning about the mind. And I also love putting the Bible with a lot of this research and stuff. So I like to put scripture to everything. But in any case, getting off topic again. So with burnout, your body gets into this state where you are that gluggy water, because there's no more stimuli, there's no more excitement to your day. It's just, everything feels the same. So how do we change it? Our normal response is, because you're not getting a thank you, and contrary to what a lot of people would believe, you would not believe that in all the years that I worked as a paramedic, I can almost on one hand tell you how many times people would come back afterwards and say thank you. Because people don't think that it's something to thank somebody about. It's not thank you for holding my hand when I felt like I was dying, because it's my job. The people see it as that's your job. So when you do something and you do something extra and over above, they don't see that it's something you're doing over and above. They see it as that's your job. And you don't always get the recognition for it. Now, our body and our human nature is to sort of crave that thank you and that response in order for us to feel good. So when you do not get it, there's this big letdown. And then life starts feeling like it's just a letdown. You're not getting any responses. You're not getting thank yous and all the extra recognition you should be. You start looking at other fields and other greener pastures, but the grass isn't always green on the other side, just by the way. In any case, so you actually now start actively looking at the fact that you're not happy. Now, the more you look at that, your body then starts telling you, let's do more. So what do? You ask, when somebody mentions there's something else they need somebody to do, you're the first to pick up your hand and you're like, I need to do this, just so that my day doesn't feel the same. And you start loading yourself. Eventually, when you get to a point, you're like, I've got too much to do and there's not enough time in the day. You actually realize that you are now exhausted. You're not getting the stuff done. And then instead of saying something, you just keep quiet. And then eventually you get to a point where you just can't handle it all anymore. But then you didn't get the warning sign when you needed it. You didn't see the warning sign. You didn't pick up on the warning sign because you didn't know it's a warning sign. So now what do? You keep driving that car past the warning sign of there's no more fuel in it. And then it leads over to chronic stress, because now you're stressed. How am I going to get this all down? I'm not going to let people down, because then I'm not going to get the feeling and the expressions I need. I'm not going to get the recognition. I'm not going to get that good feelings. Now your body is sort of, your mind is telling you, we need to stop this. We need to sort of fix this somehow. I don't know how we're going to fix it. And then you go into a stress state. And many times there's trauma involved. When you're in the emergency field, you've got traumas and everything else stacking up on top of that. And that's what leads to PTSD. And then you don't know where you're going. And your mind is telling you can't tell anybody. You can't tell anybody. This is like, then the fear starts. And then you've got fears and you've got all these emotions and you don't know what to do with it all. And that's when you actually passed burnout and now you're going into the chronic state. So burnout is really that part where you feel that life is not what you wanted. Now that does not just go for somebody that is in the workforce. That can be, sorry, my dog is actually running under the table. That can be for stay-at-home mothers. You have the same thing going over and over the same day every day. Just a little bit different, but there's no stimuli coming in, so there's nothing that's making your life feel good. When you don't have anything making you feel good, life does feel stagnant. That's the warning sign. You need to do something about it. With working from home, when you work from home, it's exactly the same thing. days becomes the same. There's not enough stimuli and you start burning out. You feel that, what am I doing? Like, where am I going to find my stimuli? Where am I going to find my feelings? And that is what burnout is mostly. It's your warning sign. It's a warning sign of, if you don't address it now, you're gonna be a vehicle standing next to the road with no fuel in it. And the thing is, as humans, we don't like to ask for advice. We don't like to ask for help. Because the feeling that we get is that I'm not worthy. I'm not capable of just being a mother. I'm not capable of doing the work. But it's because there's not enough out there making people realize that asking for help is really not the bad thing. It makes you a stronger person. Because the sooner you get the help, the sooner you can get up and you can help somebody else again. Because you will notice when somebody else is going through that and they're not saying something. So it's important that we do need to ask for help. We do need to reach out. We do need to talk to people. Life has become this inner box thing, and it's become this, I can't remember who said it, but it's so accurate, that life has become this microwave living. It must be quick and it must be one press of the button and everything is done. We don't really socialize in the context of, chances are most of you don't even know who your neighbors are. But long ago, neighbors would visit each other. They would pass sugar over the wall, pass food over the wall. That's how it used to be. And I feel life needs to get back to that. And I think COVID has sort of awakened us to the possibility of having that life again. And I think there's more people than we would realize that's actually looking for that again. So my hand to you is, I'm here. I would love to talk and just listen what's going on and maybe guide you to what the next best solution would be, whether it is working with me as a coach or counselor at that stage, whichever you need. I'm both. And yeah, please go and check out my Facebook page. It's for women and it's called Majestic Mental Wealth for Women. We would love to have you join us. And then in the next video, I will be talking about what you can do to sort of prevent yourself from ending in burnout. Having that warning light come on in the first place. Making sure that your fuel is in your tank so that you don't have the warning light popping up. Because there's lots of things we can do to make life feel good and not have to end having the warning light pop up, going into chronic stress. And I'm also doing more videos on stress later on. But yeah, that's me for now. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe. The channel has just started, but I can't wait for it to grow. And if you found this helpful and you would like me to address a certain topic, please send me a message or connect with me on Facebook. I'm mainly on Facebook, but you should be able to find me on Google also under Majestic Mariposa Coaching and Counseling. So may you all have a lovely and blessed day further. Bye now.